From the appearance of a legendary sea blob to the bloody body of a mermaid on the beach, here are 10 mythical sea creatures discovered.
Welcome to Crypto Fun Fridays.
Number 10. Some strange-looking beasts washed up recently on Huntington Beach in California. Thousands of the pinkish gelatinous blobs appeared, resembling tiny water balloons. Locals who encountered the critters were stumped as to what they could be. Guesses ranged from jellyfish eggs to salp, a type of planktonic tunicate. They certainly had the bizarre appearance often associated with a cryptid, and after a few days, they disappeared. Number 9. Loch Ness had been mapped with a depth of 813 feet, but the skipper of a tour sightseeing boat used state-of-the-art sonar equipment to discover a previously unknown trench in the loch. That trench makes Loch Ness around 900 feet deep, and monster hunters think that crevice is just the right size for Nessie's home. The discovery raises questions about how deep Loch Ness truly is. The length of the crevice is still unknown, and Nessie experts speculate more trenches could exist as the result of the loch being part of a huge earthquake fault line that runs from Canada to Norway. There could be several trenches that Nessie might use to hide out in. Is it more evidence that Nessie really is there? Number 8. A new theory suggests that the creatures thought to be mermaids might have been sea apes instead. The aquatic ape theory goes that a separate line of primates branched off and evolved to live in the seas. Early hominins were known to sail and live near the sea, and stone Neanderthal tools dating back some 100,000 years have been found on the Greek mainland and on the island of Zakynthos, among other places, which would indicate sea travel. Proponents of the theory claim that modern human characteristics like webbing between the fingers and the instinctive ability to swim count as evidence that aquatic apes once did exist. Number 7. Did you know a paleontologist in the US thinks he's found proof that the mythical Kraken really did exist? Mark McMenamin says that he's found the remains of sea creatures that bear markings indicated they were killed by an ancient species of octopus the size of a bus, and this could be the basis of the Kraken myth. Evidence of vicious injuries inflicted on an ichthyosaur, a giant marine reptile, suggests it was killed by an octopus that could have measured around 100 feet long. The researcher arrived at his conclusion after examining markings left by suckers on the ichthyosaur's bones, which suggests the creature was drowned or had its neck broken by a huge kraken-like creature. Skeptics doubt such an animal existed, citing that no fossils of such a creature have ever been found. Number 6. In 2006, the skeleton of what some thought was a prehistoric plesiosaur was found by soldiers on the shores of Sakhalin Island in eastern Russia. It had a body that measured around 20 feet long and had sharp teeth and fur. Its appearance caused enough concern that the Russian special forces were called in to remove the remains and conduct an in-depth study on the creature. Photos of the mysterious animal revealed it once had a mouth that resembled a crocodile's and did in fact have very sharp teeth. But tests on the teeth and bones showed that the animal wasn't a fish, and it didn't turn out to be a lost plesiosaur either. The myth was actually dispelled after marine experts determined the creature was a beluga whale. Number 5. The bones of a mythical water demon were said to have been discovered. The Kappa comes from ancient Japanese folklore and refers to creatures described as humanoid in appearance, with blue or green skin and webbed feet. The slippery cryptids are about the size of a child and are said to dwell in lakes or ponds. They'll sometimes jump out of the water to attack people, and sometimes pull the victims back to the water to drown them. There's speculation that the creatures might actually be a misidentified giant Japanese salamander, large amphibians known to grab at prey with their powerful jaws. A set of mummified remains purporting to show a webbed hand has been displayed in public for the first time. The foot and arm are said to have come from a Kappa that was shot and killed in 1818. Many such bones are claimed to belong to the water demon, but thus far, science has not been able to prove their existence, or for that matter, to disprove it. Number 4. Werewolves are creatures found on land, but there are some sea animals found in Arctic waters that seem to share a behavior with the lupine cryptids. Zooplankton are known to participate in one of the planet's great migrations. Each night, millions of them feed at the ocean surface, but they flee to the dark depths when the sun comes up, because that's when predators can more easily see and hunt them. But during the winter, when the Arctic region is without sun for several months, the zooplankton still make their regular migration, but instead of timing the action to the sun, they adopt a lunar schedule. That is, their migrations from the surface coincide with the rising of the moon over the horizon. Predators can see the zooplankton in moonlight as opposed to sunlight. Researchers noted the lunar behavior of the tiny zooplankton echoed that of werewolves. They also noted the lunar migrations occur each winter at every site, even under sea ice covered by snow. Number 3. Ninjin means human in Japanese, and these creatures have reportedly been spotted by crew members aboard Japanese whale research ships in the Antarctic. They're said to be completely white in color and can measure over 98 feet long. Their immense size has led some witnesses to believe they'd seen a foreign submarine. Humanoid in shape, these strange creatures are said to exhibit facial features like eyes and a mouth. They have hands with 5 digits, arms, and legs, although some accounts suggest they don't have legs at all, but have fins or tails like mermaids that help them navigate the icy waters. Since they only appear at night, proof of their existence has been difficult to document, and the few photos taken of the ninjin are indistinct at best and highly suspect. That causes many to doubt their existence, but others point out that the Antarctic still has not been fully explored, and previously unknown life forms are often discovered in the ocean. So maybe the ninjin represents a species of marine life that has yet to be identified. You think they're out there? Number 2. The bloody remains of a mermaid were thought to have washed up on a beach in Norfolk in the UK. A fellow by the name of Paul Jones was strolling about Great Yarmouth Beach when he claims to have found the body of a mermaid on the shore. That likely would have put the cryptid out of her element. Mermaids usually favor tropical environments, not the cold waters of the North Sea. Mr. Jones shot a graphic video, which he later posted to Facebook. The rotting corpse seems to be a humanoid body with the tail of a fish, but its torso has been torn open, revealing the creature's internal organs. The human-like skull and the animal's tail appear to be left intact. After posting video and pictures of the creature online, a lot of people seem to agree with Mr. Jones and are convinced that this is an actual mermaid, or the remains of one anyway. Others are more skeptical, saying the creature in the picture is the decomposed body of a seal. Number 1. A mythical sea blob, first spotted in 1898, was seen for the first time in more than a century. Some even had doubts that the creature even existed, but it was recently located off the coast of Monterey, California. Scientists using a remote-operated vehicle identified the exceptionally large lavacean and confirmed it as the missing sea blob. The creature is nearly transparent and has structures known as houses that surround it. The structure serves to sift food particles from the water and screens out materials that might clog up the filtration process. It was first identified during an expedition to Valdivia in Chile around 1900, when 2 specimens were collected and named B. Charon. Charon coming from Greek mythology and referring to the ferryman of the River Styx. The newly found specimen measures around 9 centimeters long, and that's considered to be a giant lavacean. They normally grow to under a centimeter in length, but in the deep sea, larger sizes are not uncommon.